Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. We are already halfway through the month of July, and there has still been no indication as to when the new Total Drama Island revival is going to be coming out on Cartoon Network. About 4 or 5 months ago, we got the announcement that, or rather I should say the confirmation that it would be coming in 2023, because I think a lot of us were expecting the series to come to the channel at some point this year. And since then, really not much has happened. I know in April the series premiered on a streaming service in Italy, so you can find spoilers online as to who wins the show and all of the eliminations and whatnot, so stay clear of that if you don't want to see any of that information. But at the same time, it premiered in Italy in April, and we're sitting here in the middle of July, more than halfway through the month, and there's no word on when this show is coming out here in the US. I did see that it is coming to Latin America at some point in August, so I would have to presume that it's gonna come out here stateside somewhere around that time, if not a little bit later than that. In all honesty, my prediction initially, if you guys remember on when this series was going to come out, was somewhere between June, July, and August, so it is still possible to meet that window if it does come out at some point next month. I've said this before, but Total Drama Island has always been a series that I feel like is synonymous with the summertime. It just feels so perfect. It's a show that's about a bunch of kids or teenagers at a summer camp. What perfect time to air that other than the summertime? But nevertheless, if that's not the case, then when do I think this show is going to premiere if we don't get it next month? Well, first and foremost, I think I should talk about where I think this show is going to premiere, and you might be thinking to yourself, DC Network, you just said it's coming to Cartoon Network. What are you talking about? Well, yes, it's initially supposed to come to Cartoon Network and HBO Max, which obviously now HBO Max is now Max, and I think that Cartoon Network is going to turn into Adult Swim, and hear me out on this one. We've seen this happen multiple times this year already. We originally had Unicorn Warriors Eternal coming to Cartoon Network on Acme Night. It then got moved to Adult Swim. We had Batman Cape Crusader coming to Cartoon Network. Now it's going to Amazon Prime Video. Then My Adventures with Superman was coming to Cartoon Network, and now it's currently airing on Adult Swim. So in all honesty, I'd say it's pretty safe to guess, a safe bet to say that Total Drama might move to Adult Swim, and probably will as well. And the thing is as well with Total Drama is it's always been a series that's kind of borderlined on kid content versus young adult content. Like, there were some much more mature themes in the show. Like, I remember growing up when the original was on, my neighbor on my block, her dad did not let her watch the series because he thought it was inappropriate for children. So it's definitely borderlining on some content that's meant for older audiences, so I honestly do think that it's probably going to come to Adult Swim. And as to when this show is going to premiere, I want to look at My Adventures with Superman for that answer, because, and you might be wondering, DC Network, what does My Adventures with Superman have to do with this show? Well, if you look at their schedule on Adult Swim, the moment that Unicorn Warriors Eternal ended, 1 week later, My Adventures with Superman premiered. So I think that what's probably going to end up happening is whenever My Adventures with Superman ends, which right now it premiered its episode 3 this past week as of the recording of this video. So if my math is correct, I believe its finale should be airing on September 1st, or rather August 31st, and we'll get it on HBO Max, or rather Max on September 1st. So if that ends up being the case, I think that we're looking at September 7th or September 8th for Total Drama Island's triumphant return to Cartoon Network, or rather now Adult Swim. That's what I think we're looking at here. I think it's probably going to come out on Adult Swim right after this series premieres. My guess would be September 7th or September 8th. And, you know, I could be wrong. It could come a little bit later than that. Maybe it's not ready yet to be released in the US. Maybe something went wrong with the English voice acting for the series and they need to re-record lines. Who knows? Because it's already premiered in Italy, so all the animation would be done at this point. But my guess would be probably September 7th. That's probably when we're going to see this series. It is possible, like I said before, that it does come at some point next month because it's coming to Latin America next month. So maybe we get a last minute announcement that, hey, it's coming in 2 days. I don't know. More likely than not, I think it's probably going to come at the absolute earliest September 7th. If not September 7th, then probably at some point in September, and at the latest I would say October. If we don't hear anything by probably mid-September, I would say, then it's not coming this year. The absolute latest I would say is October 1st. If we don't hear anything by October 1st, it's not happening anymore for this year. And that would be a big issue for me, at least, when it comes to Cartoon Network, because, and the whole thing as well, this is a little bit of a side note, it's not even Cartoon Network anymore, because now this stuff's going on Adult Swim, and it's like, have we had a series premiere on Cartoon Network this year? I'm pretty sure the answer is no, and I don't think there's anything coming if this Total Drama Island revival ends up on Adult Swim, which is just crazy to me that over the span of a year since this merger has happened with Warner Brothers Discovery, we've gone from getting all this content coming to Cartoon Network to now we're not getting anything on Cartoon Network because it's all going to Adult Swim. But like I said, if I had to guess, I would say that the Total Drama Island revival is probably coming on September 7th. If not, then it is possible we get it at some point in August. If not, then September, October at the absolute latest. And if we don't hear anything by October 1st, we're gonna look at 2024 for the Total Drama Island revival, which would be really weird, by the way, because like I said, it came out in April in Italy, so I don't know what's the holdup exactly. But anyways, let me know in the comments section below what you guys think about all of this. When do you think the Total Drama Island revival will premiere? And do you think that it's going to still premiere on Cartoon Network, or is it now going to be on Adult Swim? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from DC Network. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.